Hello everyone, I'm Jessie Quinn from Couple Books, and this is a book haul. I'm organizing this book haul into where I bought the books and not when I bought the books because for some reason that seems to make more sense to me. Okay, I'm gonna put the tea down. The first few books I'm gonna show you are books I bought off the internet, and those are Cinderella Ate My Daughter, Dispatches from the New Girly Girl Culture by Peggy Orenstein. I already reviewed it in a monthly minis video for April, so go check that out. The next book I bought online was a book that a friend recommended to me, and boy do they know me well. This is Batman and Psychology, A Dark and Stormy Night by Travis Langley. This is a nonfiction book written by a psychologist who looks at the characters in the Batman comics and Batman universe and other media and looks at these characters as if they were case studies and runs through the possible diagnoses they may be given by a psychologist. I've only read a few sections so far. I read the Harley Quinn section and I read the Catwoman section, and I find it absolutely fascinating and fantastically geektastic. The next few books I bought from Barnes & Noble, and they are The Mirror Cracked from Side to Side by Agatha Christie. As some of you are aware, I've been on a bit of an Agatha Christie kick, and I really love the Harper and Moreau covers, so I've been trying to collect these when I get the chance, and Barnes & Noble has a whole section of these covers. It's just so hard to resist. The other book I bought at Barnes & Noble was The Explorer by James, please tell me how to say his last name, Smythe. This is a science fiction thriller that I've already reviewed in my previous monthly minis video for April, so check that out when you get the chance. And then the following 5 books I got for under $4 each at either the Goodwill in my area or one of the used bookstores in my area. The Number One Ladies Detective Agency by Alexander McCall Smith. I already reviewed this in my monthly minis video for April, so I'm not going to say much more than that. The Girl's Guide to Homelessness, a memoir by Brianna Karp. I don't read a lot of memoirs, and I can't say I've read a lot of fiction featuring characters who are homeless, so that's part of the reason I picked this one up. This is a paperback, but it has the little fake flaps, which I actually really like. The Goose-Girl by Shannon Hale, which is a retelling of the fairy tale The Goose-Girl. This is a book that a lot of my friends read when they were much younger, and a lot of them compare it to Ella Enchanted by Gail Carson Levine, so I decided it was finally time for me to read this. White Teeth, a novel by Zadie Smith. This is a book about 3 different families, and I believe it's multi-generational, and it's supposed to be fairly humorous, which I actually did not know. I, for some reason, thought this book was super serious. I hear that a lot of people either love this one or hate it, so I'm kind of interested to see which side of the fence I land on. And then the last one I picked up for super cheap was The Year of the Flood by Margaret Atwood, and I'm really excited to read this because the only Margaret Atwood book I've read so far is The Handmaid's Tale, and it's one of my absolutely favorite novels. I believe this is about Earth after humankind has just sort of botched everything up. That's what I gather from the inside flap. I'm probably going to be reading this at some point this summer when I have a little bit more free time. The next books are books that people bought me for my birthday. My sister bought me Looking for Alaska by John Green, which is a young adults novel about kids who attend a boarding school. I've already read this. I used to own it, and my copy disappeared at some point between moves. Another friend got me Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. My friend who got me this, we go to the local Barnes & Nobles every now and then and just stare at all their pretty editions of classics. And we always talk about how one day we will end up getting one, and then we never do. The next 2 are tie-in novels that my friends bought me for 2 TV shows that I used to really love and now I'm incredibly frustrated with and not really watching. Only Human by Gareth Roberts, which is a Doctor Who tie-in novel, and Reawakened by Odette Beane, which is a Once Upon a Time tie-in novel. I do really enjoy the first 4 or so seasons of Doctor Who, particularly the seasons where Moffat was not the showrunner, and 9 is my doctor, my favorite doctor. The back makes it sound absolutely terrible because it's about some caveman, and human evolution, I don't know. But I'm going to read it, and I will probably end up enjoying it, because it's 9, and I love 9. And then this Once Upon a Time tie novel is focused on the first season. I thought it was only going to be a few events from the first season, but according to the contents, it is every episode of the first season, and the chapters are the episode titles. That's a lot to cover in, what, 300 pages? Maybe? And then the last book I bought was a graphic novel from one of the local comic book stores, and the graphic novel is Saga by Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. This is volume 1. I just hear it's weird and fantastic and absolutely gorgeous, so that was enough to make me pick it up. See, some of the art, it's just so pretty. I haven't read this yet. I'm hoping to read it probably at the end of the month. So I have plenty of books to read.